Alright, next. Get this shit. I don't think I know a single soul on this earth that thinks the JoJo's update was a good update.
This nigga is trash.
Anime Vanguards, right, has a special place in all of our hearts. You know, after AA shut down, right? But they had some trash ass updates. We cannot lie. So at the start, you know, we got the thing that started it all, the release. You know, it was new, kind of hard, pause, and everything. Everyone had to readjust after AA got shut down, right? This is gonna go in.
Yo, this shit was ass.
Yo, get this nigga out of here!
The start of the game, it's going in pretty good, right? This is how everything started. This is what got people onto the game. The only thing I can say to keep it from being any higher, because essences were hellish to obtain. And if you played, you know what I'm talking about. Eagris, if you got Eagris, you basically won. If you got a Monarch, you won. There was no in between. If you got a Monarch on Sun Jin Woo or Eagris, you basically ran out. You owned everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's going in pretty good. Now we have, damn.
Nah, I need this one. Nah.
All right, for clarification, this voice you're hearing right now is my homeboy's voice. I forgot to introduce him at the beginning of the video, but he will be here helping us rate this tier list. Yeah. All right, let's get back into it. What do you want to say about
Slayer Core Demon Slayer update. Trash!
it? Yo.
Hot booty buns almost. This update should have been so much better than it actually was. They added 6 units, and only 5 of them were the only relevant ones. One of them was used for one game mode.
Only 3.
Like,
Wait, did they add Tengen in the Mugen Train update?
There was, yeah, they added Tengen. LARP.
I guess.
But anyways, Tengen was basically just a knockoff Eagris for people who could not get Eagris, aka me. Akaza, awful unit, was terrible. The only good unit was Rengoku, but no one got him because of the fact that you had to do such a shitty game mode for this. So that it belongs in the trash tier.
JJK. See, the JJK update wasn't that bad, but it wasn't the best either, because grinding for them damn Sukuna fingers to get the 6 eyes was hell. It was horrible. It was actually the worst pain on earth, actually. But then the first boss event dropped. Well, no, the Eagris boss event dropped. Did it drop here, or did it drop in Demon Slayer?
That dropped.
Eagris boss event. Whatever. Sukuna boss event came around, and then they added Sukuna. Yeah, okay. Sukuna, the boss event wasn't that bad. It was hard, because, you know, the game just came out. Then they were a little more scarce with rerolls back then. They weren't holding people's hands like they are now. Well, even then, it's just really, it just feels easier to get on right now. But anyways, this update goes in I. They gave us Gojo. Gojo was in meta for like a good 6 updates. He actually stayed in meta until like Sun Jin Woo. He was like the best unit until, actually not Sun Jin Woo, I think until the Saber. It's going in I. Toji was good. He's back now. Don't know why they brought him back. I don't know why they bring units like, he's an exclusive unit. He was supposed to be rare. Why are you bringing him back? But that's besides.
Your values mean nothing, and you will be happy.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so Sukuna was kind of ass when he first dropped. He was actually horrible.
Kinda. Okay, I was the one who got Sukuna here when it first dropped. He was ass. The only reason you would ever use him is for Choso or Alucard, because he made bleed more potent. That was the only reason you'd use him.
And he didn't even burn. He had a
And he didn't even do burn. He didn't do bleed or burn. Why?
Until,
I don't know.
I don't think he actually did that stuff until like 2 updates later, where you got reworked. Next, Don the Don. Or not Akaza, Demon Slayer. The mode itself, the concept was a good idea, but like the execution was poor. It was horrible. And then they gave us the first Vanguard. See, Diavolo, I mean, I want to know if he was good or not. I didn't get his ass because, you know, I couldn't. You know, but I feel like this update is just an inch away from being booty buns because of it introducing Vanguards. But that was before anyone knew they would be like a reoccurring thing. Now they're every other damn update. The AV needs to chill that shit out. It's like every other day they drop a Vanguard.
This update is also notable because of the fact that it is the only time HW got a Monarch and it was on Okaroon.
If y'all know, bruh. Okaroon. Alright, next. Get this shit in. I I don't think I know a single soul on this earth that thinks the JoJo's update was a good update. If you did, you're a bot.
Johnny and Gyro were the two featured mythic units, and they were.
I didn't even obtain them. Like they were so pointless. The only thing.
And Dio were the only good units from that update.
The only thing I cared about in this update was obtaining Diego. After I got Diego, there was no need for me to continue playing. This update's going to hot booty buns where it belongs. Next, the Fate update. This update was
saved the game.
Was pretty good. This literally saved the game. If it wasn't for this update, because if I'm not mistaken, did AA come back at this time? I think AA either came back. No, it came back during the winter because it dropped in December. Then the Fate update, low-key saved everyone. They had every Fate unit was actually usable. Lancer, he added Rupture the first time we saw Rupture. That completely nullified Bleed permanently. That was an amazing debuff. Saber had Repulsion. I have no idea what Ishtar did because I never had her. And then there was Gilgamesh. His obtainment was a good obtainment. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't hard. It was like a balanced secret attainment. And he was rare because he disappeared. We don't know how long because AV might bring him back for no reason, like how they're bringing all these other units back. But nevertheless, the update was not bad. It was a pretty good update.
Not to mention the fact that Saber was meta for so many updates because of how good she was with the first hit thing. Because it made sense that a mythic, and it was one of the first few times that a mythic unit actually could have outclassed someone like Gilgamesh or like secret units, and showed that mythic units could be useful if they actually gave a damn about them.
Oh yeah, like with the Excalibur ability that you could pop.
Yeah, the Excalibur.
All right. Next, the first winter update. This update was alright. It wasn't like crazy. It wasn't that bad. The only good thing that really came out of this update was like Ragnar, whatever his name is, and Gogeta.
It was Ragnar.
Were there even any inner units, or was it just them?
Oh
wait, no, they have Fubuki, Rim and Ram, and
Kareem, Dodora. I'm pretty sure these are the Battle Pass units that I'm listing.
Yeah.
They had Emmy, Fubuki, Kareem, Ram and Ram, or Rim and Ram, whatever the fuck their names are. And the update was good. The feeling of getting Gogeta for the first time. I remember pulling Gogeta and then getting Monarch on him before any defense. And you basically won with having that. You basically won. There was no losing with Gogeta. And now he's dealing about the average DPS a mythic unit from what, like, the winter event would do? Like, with no Monarch.
Yeah.
And he's ugly as fuck.
Yeah, they kind of butchered though. That was kind of pathetic what they did. I don't know why AV changes the models so much. Other games like UTDX and clearly shown, all you really barely need to do is change a color palette and how the clothes kind of really look. But they do a little too much when they be reworking some of these units. Next, the Saber boss event. This was kind of like a mini update. This update was good though, because it really only added Saber's like Evo, quote unquote, because you still kept the original Saber when you got it. But it was cool nonetheless. I think they added Berserker too. I don't remember if Berserker came with this or the first one.
Lilia and Berserker, and this is also a good update because they added Is Dead.
Oh yeah.
Now let's not even act like most people got Is Dead.
I didn't even know she was in the game.
Me either. But they also added Sakura and Saber Black Tyrant. These two units were so unique. Like, I remember trying to get Monarch on Saber, the new Saber, because I really wanted to use that Saber. Because it was just such a cool, unique unit. It had such cool effects, just for her to fall off. But, you know.
The effects, those effects, this is when, like, AV started stepping up into, like, a VFX department. Because them effects were immaculate. Now we have the first free Vanguard update. Sun Jin Woo. Okay. This is a little harder to rank.
That's actually after.
Huh?
The Almighty Invasion. That update's after.
Oh, yeah, because, next, we have
the Almighty Invasion update. This update was nonetheless immaculate. We had Ichigo, Orihime, Uryu, but no one really cares about those two, obviously. Aizen, Yamamoto, Yuhabaha, the man that paid his way into being in the top of the tier list for like 6 updates straight.
Yo, Sun Jin Woo, I know a way we can stay in meta. Basically, we just spam Memorias and Familiars, and eventually, when we get another Evo, we make it to the top of the leaderboard again.
Only problem is, Yuhabaha, you do not have a Memoria, a Vanguard, or another evolution. Yeah, basically, this update was, it was great, personally.
Not to mention that they added Cyberpunk Edge Runners with David Martinez and Lucy into the game.
Lucy,
and
her ability was so useful for the Yuhabaha Rift, because her ability, it basically nullified effects. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it correctly, but just nullified. So there was a one boss that would duplicate on its death, and if you were able to stop that from happening, you basically won, because that was the biggest threat in the entire event. But nonetheless, that update was immaculate. Good battle pass, good units.
And I got Monarch on Aizen!
He got Monarch on Aizen.
I love that thing.
Next, we have the first free Vanguard. It's
I'd say
it's alright.
It's alright.
It's-
Like,
it's-
they added 3 units, basically.
Low key, it's behind. It's in the last. Actually, no. Yeah, like they had, I guess my Vanguard Sunjin Woo. The attainment was tedious and annoying because he is free. I guess that's the only way they could balance it out. But the main problem that came with this update is the fact he was good for a while,
What?
but his ass fell off in a total of like 4 updates for a Vanguard. This is back when, I'm pretty sure, when they promised to keep Vanguards in meta, they did not do that. He's ass. Horrible.
And let's not mention the fact that they added Choi Jung, whatever his name is.
Oh,
was the
off-brand
guilty or
Aizen.
something. He was so, difficult to obtain, and even if you did obtain him, there was, no reason to use him. And not to mention the fact that they butchered Freerin, bro! Why did she run on the path to get treasure chests? Why? It doesn't even make sense.
I didn't get free ring. That was like the first world line, wasn't it?
No, there was other world lines, but yeah, I'm not gonna hold you, man. It's pretty bad!
Alright, next. See, this update's not that bad. The only thing keeping it from being immaculate is how short it. Actually, you know what? It's not even going in really good. It's going in I, but it's at the top of I. The only thing that stops this Dragon Ball update from being pretty good is the fact that you could obtain everything in a matter of like 5 seconds. This update was so easy. Too easy.
It's because this update also added in Selection Banner, which made the game so much easier
Yeah.
if you were trying to get certain units.
The new Goku and Vegeta that fused into Vegito, the attainment was like crazy, like a interesting concept. You got to find the Tar earrings, but we kind of found them in like the first 30 minutes of joining the update. And then their Evo was not that hard to obtain either. So then after that, there was kind of really no reason to continue playing unless you were trying to get Kid Buu. I personally didn't get Buu.
I did not get
because-
Boo either because, for me, it was because people could not make a coherent, they weren't coherent with how to get it. Like, they wouldn't tell you everything that you needed to know. They would just say something vaguely about a stage and then kind of just dip.
Back when like the update first dropped. They kind of told after, but by then I was back on AA for a little bit until it kind of fell off. But that's besides the point. Next we have the Sid
Oh,
update.
wait, we also forgot. That's the update where they added Virgil and Dante.
You're
The
too
first time they added
slow.
game characters.
Oh,
I
yes.
believe game characters.
Yeah, the first game characters added. This is the time when the anime also came out as well. I'm pretty sure. This is when the
Yeah,
DMC
which-
anime dropped, which I think is the reason
Let's
why
not
they
lie, it's
added
the only reason why they added them.
them. Yeah. Next, the Sid update. It's kind of ass. It's kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie. If you like this update, the only good thing that came from this update is burbs. That's it. That's genuinely the only great thing I can think about from this update.
Be
The
careful,
raid
guys.
was
Smith
okay.
John's gonna make his way to the top of the tier list again.
Like, bro, I mean, it was. I mean, the concept, I guess, was alright. I didn't really play too much with those units. I kind of just got the banner unit, and then Smith Jones. It wasn't that great. It was alright. I mean, they added a new raid, the new raid system, or not system, just his raid specific. It was okay. It was alright. It was not crazy. Next, we got Guilty Gear. This was mostly a PvP update. This is when they added and or rework PvP. It was alright. The units, they looked good. Their animations, they had that that low FPS feel. That was great. But Baiken, oh dear God, if you tried to obtain Baiken without a meta team with all monarchs, you are not completing this raid. It is damn near impossible. That if you get
We had to
PTSD
wait.
from the name Gleeful Disorder, then you understand where the pain comes from.
I remember we had to wait 2 updates for new meta units just to even try to win, and we still struggled because of how difficult the update was.
And
But I
then-
liked it for that. I liked it for that.
It was the first time since the game dropped where it was getting difficult again. Instead of just being extremely easy. The only thing I did not like is after I finally did get Baiken, that's when PvP was like no one was doing PvP at that time, so I couldn't even evolve her. So, that's yikes. Next we have the spring update. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't play this update.
Oh, no.
I kinda
I
stopped
did.
playing.
So I should narrate this. This update was kind of mid. I mean, they really only added 5 units, and one of them being Rimuru, who fell off after a 0.5 update, which is crazy work. Some of the units were alright, and really only one of them being Hibano. She's like the Fire Force girl, is now good because of the fact she straight up just adds Scorched. That's like the only reason you use her. And not to mention, Kaguya, I think that's her name.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be really good. She was apparently good, and then she fell off. People realized she was kind of mid. But this update did add Invincible versus Conquest as a unit, which I did not get, because I was not playing World Lines.
Yeah, ain't no one
Honestly,
playing World Lines.
this update, it's kind of, I don't want to say it, but it's kind of trash. In my personal opinion, it's kind of trash. They didn't really add anything worthwhile that wasn't just Kaguya. And she immediately got thrown off the meta in a later update.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, eventually happens, but I'd say top of trash.
Yeah, top of trash. Now, here we have Attack on Titan. If you played, you know it's going in as. It's hot booty buns. This update was so unnecessarily hard that it was physically impossible unless you had a Monarch Kaguya. It was impossible. Like, it was just so unnecessarily hard because every boss and NPC had, like, constant regeneration. And the units weren't even that good. That's the worst part. They were not that good. I'm pretty sure the units that came out in, like, the Guilty Gear update were better. It was a buns update.
They were.
Yeah.
Because the rumbling required 3 units to use.
Just for mediocre damage.
Quite literally, the only good units to come out of this update were Rimu, Shrine Maid, and the Goat Sakuya Izayoi, which I sadly did not get. If you have one, trade me. But those were the only real good units that came from the update that had any sort of worthwhile.
Yes. Yeah, he's
The rest of them could just
rapping now.
nuke the whole update.
Generate.
If it were up to me, I'd nuke this entire update off the face of the planet.
Pathetic. Next.
But there's a better update.
There's a better update. We have the first summer. The Escanor summer event. This was
I played.
pretty good.
This was out.
I wouldn't put it immaculate, but I put it at the top of. I'd put it in front of the Gilgamesh update. It was good.
Yeah.
The units were all usable at the time, and Escanor was like a really good. He was really he was amazing. He was like one of the best for several updates. Especially if you burnt all your units, he was amazing.
Not to mention, damn Wukong coming out in that update. One of the craziest units they ever added. Because he was just busted. He could do whatever he wanted, pretty much.
He also had that effect that Ichigo had, where he was affected or not affected. He was like the best for every stage.
He was buffed in every stage, like pretty much every stage.
And he could place clones. So if you had Monarch
And
on him,
not-
you could place multiple versions of him. So that was amazing.
And not to mention the fact that this also added Weather Report. One of the best, like, debuffers in the entire game.
Still
He
used to
is
this day.
so good. He is so good, you could argue he's still meta. Just simply because of how good he was. And now, it's time for one of the best updates.
The Berserk update. Guts was really good, pretty sure. So was Griffith was
Griffith was seen as... Alright, you talk about Guts, I'll talk about Griffith.
Guts was like, see, okay, so the thing that's holding this update back, people were expecting Guts to be like the full AoE instant win how he is in damn near every other tower defense game, mainly AA. That's what everyone was looking at. Because every tower defense game, yeah, STD too, they made his ass strong as hell. If you look at every other game, he always did full AoE with like a bleed rupture thing, making him basically the best unit in the game. In AV, they balanced him much better than all those other games. He wasn't the best, he wasn't insane, but he was good. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't insane. The only 2 viable real units were him and Griffith. I mean, you could also count Skull Knight, but I think it was kind of an L
Not
that
to
they didn't
mention-
give Skull Knight his horse. Like, what are
Well,
you
they
doing?
also... Remember, they added the Smith and,
That wizard, that witch.
Goblin Slayer.
Oh, they did have Goblin Slayer. Was it Goblin Slayer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Goblin Slayer.
And then they added GG from Don to Don. Holy mid unit! Oh my god, I got him, he's not good. But anyways, now time to talk about Griffith. This dude was insane. Arguably better than Guts because of his buff and the fact that he dealt just a lot of damage at the time. Griffith had the Femto mode, and then after the Femto mode, if you popped Eclipse again, he would turn into the Light Griffith.
Oh,
And that was really
yeah.
cool. Because he would also just buff every unit after every wave, making him a really good infinite mode character. The only problem with him is that he was so difficult to use because the Eclipse would just kill all your units if you didn't have Guts. Because he was the only one who wasn't really affected.
Yeah, and then the fact it could also just sell the game because sometimes your units would target the spawned enemies instead of the ones on the path.
Yeah, and it's not the player's fault for using him. That's just how he was designed. But this update was extremely good. One of
Then
my favorites.
we have the second free Vanguard, Broly. Okay, Broly, this update is kind of...
Oh,
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. I'll put it in front of Sun Jin Woo though. The only thing that puts him in front of Sun Jin Woo is that Broly was extremely easy to obtain. Besides the insane amount of essences, all you really needed to do was just run the mode over and over again with Frieza, and you basically won. It was that simple. Frieza and Gogeta were alright.
they were alright. And then they also added a Coyote Stark, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Before I actually started doing World Lines, I was planning on getting it by then. See, Gogeta was a crit merchant, and Frieza, I don't think anyone really used Frieza besides obtaining Broly. But the thing, Broly is technically, in some builds, still one of the best. If you have a crit
He's
team,
still viable.
if you have a crit team and you have Broly, he's gonna carry you to victory because he can just increase crit chance by. Is it chance or damage?
I think it's crit chance and damage.
Yeah, when he pops that ability, that mode where he like shatters the universe or the dimension, whatever. That crit chance. So he's not bad. He doesn't do that much damage. He doesn't do insane damage anymore. But just him being on the team, and also I'm pretty sure he was the first unit to spam follow-ups as well.
He was.
So
But no, I think Griffith did follow-ups, but it wasn't. No, if he did, it wasn't as much.
I think Guts
but-
did follow-ups.
Yeah, Guts did follow-up along with Griffith.
But
But
Broly was
now-
like the first, like noticeable, because he could do his full AOE moves at upgrade 1. So,
Like
yeah.
400 times.
Then we
now-
have the anniversary update.
The best update in the game. It's not even lying. It's so good.
Dio over heaven, Godzilla, who else?
Konosuba.
Yeah.
That girl with the scythe. That stupid cat. The Spot. Deku. Why do they keep teasing the My Hero units? Why do they keep doing this every sorry. They added some guy named Sharo. Hollow Knight. Wonder of You. Doomslayer. Raiden versus whatever his name is. And then Senator Armstrong.
Insane amount of units for one update. This is the most amount of units they've ever put in a single update ever. Then they had
And it was big.
Dio over heaven. See, everyone wanted Dio, of course, and they had the serialized ones. The shine. The only thing that I could say about this update is the fact that, actually, the only really thing is the second to last mode before, not mode, the game mode before getting to the one that was easy to farm for the anniversary
Yeah.
cakes. That mode was so hard, but if you actually completed it, it was like beautiful because you could just farm the cakes easily. But
And
other
then
than
the
that,
final stage, one thing most people probably don't know is that you could genuinely just get Dio over heaven from completing
yeah, it was
there
like a
was a
real low percent
small-
chance.
a real low percent chance, and that's how I got an extra Dio over heaven.
See,
Like,
some
it was
people.
crazy.
Some people farm for serialized. I didn't really do all that because I had stopped playing after getting Dio Lucky. I'm not gonna hold you, but the update was good. It was amazing. Best anniversary update. Then we have Fine.
There's no value in sparing you. To be frank,
You've made it this far. Very good.
Crazy. It was pretty boring. It was actually really boring. It was just infinite.
It was
But
very boring.
Ainz himself as a unit is like the
He's
best.
still meta.
Yeah, he's still sought out. If you had an Ainz, which I traded bro away foolishly, but if you have an Ainz, his value is immaculate. His synergies are immaculate. He's genuinely like he feels like a
Bro, just go home.
like a mage on a team. You know, you have to build around him. He gets all these different spells. He was pretty unique. He was a very unique Vanguard, and still useful. All the buffs he could do, all the he could even bring in a unit. Yeah, he was amazing. He's going to the top eye just because of how boring. You know, I'll put him in the
And-
backup pretty good.
They added the Umamasume unit in Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah,
The Umamasume unit, one of the most unique units, kind of mid, and then Mob was alright.
yeah, but Ainz was beautiful. Then we had the first One Piece update. This is when I started back playing after getting Ainz. Well, obviously, because the game updated, but I started back playing. This update was not that bad. It was kind of... It was unique, because they added the wanted mechanic and some other things. Gear 4 Luffy was extremely good. He was good and all the way up until, like, the Naruto update, actually. He was insane. And the fact that the obtainment wasn't that bad, really. All you had to do was evolve 3 One Piece units, I'm pretty sure. And you could just evolve
Yeah.
Zoro 3 times, because he was extremely easy to evolve. This update...
Larp. Zoro came out in the next update. He came out in the next update.
Tomato, potato. It was someone that was easy to evolve.
This was the start of a problem. The One Piece glaze, if I may.
So, next update, the half
Oh,
update. It was kind of buns, I'm not gonna hold you. It goes to the top of buns, but it was pretty buns. Only really, shit, can I get my words together? Doflamingo was not that good, really. I mean, he was okay. He was good with Monarch, I'm pretty sure. But he fell off
Yeah.
damn near the very next update. At least, me personally, I didn't use him. The obtainment to get Doflamingo was cool and unique for like the first 4 times of doing it. But then after
Right.
the 50th time, the only real use for doing his raid was getting choppers. Other than that, it was kind of pointless, because choppers are basically just second to burbs.
There were second burbs that you could just farm easier.
Was he the only one that came out? I'm trying to remember.
There was Whitebeard, Ace, Law, and Zoro.
Okay. You know
Oh,
what?
and Shanks. Shanks
Because
was
of
the
that-
savior to free-to-play players.
Yeah, put him in trash. Shanks having Monarch like automatically made him extremely good for a lot of people. Ace and Whitebeard are immaculate. Whitebeard being able to just like instantly remove Overshield is the best thing. Like really one of the best supports in the game. as of right now. And Ace was, I'm pretty sure, meta DPS for his burn. I'll put it above Sid. Sid update was hella boring though. Then we had the Christmas event.
Now, this was the start of something awful.
The power creep and Memorias. Dear
This was the start
God.
of Memorias. This update is immaculate to me because of the fact that they added, like, one, I got a shiny of the Worldline unit, so I was happy. They added Armor Mage, Mirko. Stop teasing the damn My Hero units. Whatever, Iceman and Trash Gamer, whatever. And then Rukia, arguably one of the coolest Vanguards we've had in a while. This update had a problem, and that was Memorias being added. The second they were added, the entire game shifted. Like, it changed forever. Like, it hasn't been the same since they added this stuff.
I mean, like, Memorias were a good concept, but it's just the fact that your unit, like, when they first were added, grinding, like, having to grind for an extra thing after finally getting the Vanguard unit, or the unit you wanted, was annoying at first. Because you get the unit, you think, okay, I got the unit, get Monarch on bro, or whatever best trace you needed, and I move on my day. But the fact that, like, Memorias, I mean, some people might like them because it adds more customability to builds. But me personally, I might just be blinded by nostalgia, but I prefer without Memorias, because then it's just...
I'll go in depth on Memorias in a minute. I'll let him keep talking.
Like, it's just, they're just, like... Memorias, they were a good concept, right? Having, like, extra buffs on top of a unit. But the thing is, they started releasing units that were not good without Memorias. Next update, get into that later, but, like, if the unit was good without a Memoria, and then they had a Memoria, they were extremely overpowered. But if the unit didn't have a Memoria, and they were ass, then it's just tough luck. There was no... And then the power creep also started happening. They just started giving these units... making them much stronger for everything else to basically be the same difficulty. Like, nothing really got harder. It was just to see how much damage you could do.
Yeah, now, for me, Memorias should have never been added. One of the worst systems ever. It feels like they're trying to be what Vanguard Familiars were. Vanguard Familiars should have stayed as their own thing. Memorias should not exist. It doesn't feel like the Memoria is actually helping with anything. It just feels like locking good passives behind some more pay-to-win bullshit.
Like, most of the time, the Memoria stuff should just be on the character by themselves.
Like,
it's just a
Miracos,
passive.
for example, it says stun duration on this unit is halved. Whenever this unit follows up with attack 3, move this unit to the nearest available position on the track. That's not really, like, anything useful. But Rukia's literally locks 3 passives behind 1 Memoria. Why is it, like... And they're not, like, little passives. They're insane. They're, like... It deals bonus damage from frozen cancellation by 20% x the assisted unit's upgrade level. That is broken. That is a straight-up thing they locked behind a Memoria for no reason. There was no point in doing that. And then they wanted to add, like, these random, like, Power Surge, Gambling Fanatic, Artisan's Blessing, DOT Amplifier. They wanted to add all these, but no one was using those. They were just using Rukia's Memoria on every unit because it just gave the most damage. Because there was no point. And the power creep point again. Monarch Guts, from only a few updates ago, mind you, like, not even, like, that many, was power crept to hell by Monarch Mirko alone, dealing 2 million damage with no Memoria.
A mythic unit.
This update is good, but it's also the worst thing that happened to this game. Sorry, I got very passionate there.
It's pretty amazing update. Should we pick it to pretty good because of the power
Pretty
creep?
good, yeah, put it on pretty good.
Alright, the power creep. The power creep, next update, Chainsaw Man. The power creep did not stop whatsoever. If anything, it got worse. It got worse. Much worse.
DOT was almost neglectable by this point. But, oh my god. Kafka, damn, Chainsaw Man, Power, and Makima. You were set. You could beat literally anything with those units. I'll let him go.
Like, the dingy power, like, every unit in this update was DOT, first of all. But the main problem was Makima. Makima was insanely strong. Doing up to, like, what, 20 million damage? If you had the right stuff on it?
Like 5 mil, but
5 mil?
basically made it like that.
No, that's not minding crits and all that other stuff. But the main problem is that nothing got harder. It just continued to power creep. There was the new game mode that they added was not hard whatsoever. There was no reason for the units to get as strong as they did. I'll put it in I. It was good, but it was just unnecessarily power crept to an insane amount.
Bleach update is the next one.
No. We got this damn.
No, it's Bleach. Yeah, it's Bleach.
Bleach? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bleach is the next one.
Next, I'll
let you glaze this update.
Oh my goodness, this Bleach update right here, y'all. If y'all know about Bleach, bro, this is going to the top. This update was beautiful for every Bleach Glazer up there. The only thing is that the game mode was kind of boring, honestly. And they kind of butchered some of the models. Like, they did Yukiora wrong. Now that I think about it, most of the models looked better in their shinies. Like, their shinies didn't look unique. They just looked how they should have looked. But that's besides the point. Besides Aizen. His shiny was ass.
Ooh,
But
don't mention Aizen. My Monarch Aizen didn't get a double Evo.
yeah, bro thought he was going to get a double Evo. But then I had got Monarch on the original Ichigo before the update. And then was able to evolve him again. I love Vasto Lord Ichigo. He is the best form of Ichigo by far. If you disagree, use a bitch. I'm just gonna say it right now. Mugetsu Ichigo, he's alright. 1,000-year blower Ichigo is not that cool whatsoever. I don't care what no one says. Visored, Vasto Lorde, and White Ichigo are all the best iterations. I don't care. I don't care if White Ichigo is technically his hollow. It's Ichigo to me. They're the best. Having them add Vasto Lorde Ichigo as a revive mechanic was absolutely beautiful. Not to also adding Yukiora, making him beautiful. The only thing I hate about Yukiora is they made his non-shiny look like a fur. That was kind of it. But other than that, this update was peak. The power creep wasn't as bad compared to the last update, but it was very noticeable.
Because Ichigo didn't... Mid. Yukiora was good. Ichigo was amazing, but that's because he didn't deal DOT, so he had no reason to not do that much damage.
He also spammed
But
follow-ups.
now-
Like, he was like a follow-up merchant.
Oh my god. This update made me quit playing the game for like a good month. And even when we group it in with the spring update, it's still awful. This deserves its own tier. You need to... New tier created for Hitler's spawn.
Yeah.
Like, don't even put it on there. That's how bad it is.
This
Don't even.
Naruto update, bro. Naruto, yes, the unit himself was good. So was Pain. But it was
That was
such
a problem.
it was such a horrible letdown. The models were so ass. They were so unbearably horrible. The units did insane damage. But if you looked at Pain, you would not be able to tell. Like, first of all, you wonder why he doesn't have a Renegon. Secondly, this update was just boring. It was boring.
It was boring. It sucked, and oh my god.
Dude. Don't even get me started on Ninetales model. Don't even get me started on the Ninetales model. What's like
This fucking update? These units were meta for every update, and yes, it's fine to have that, but there was a problem. They're still meta, and arguably one of the best teams usable because Pain and Naruto were overpowered, right?
to believe?
And they were overpowered as shit. But this also shows the AV devs. I know this is like the new spring event, whatever, summer, whatever event. The Scissor Girl. Why did they nerf her, but they didn't nerf the Naruto team? Why did they do that?
That's a good question.
Probably because, you know why? Probably because they were getting so much fucking money from the damn Monarch reroll spent on Naruto and Pain. Mind you, no one even gave two shits about Sasuke or Minato.
Minato, I think, was somewhat used, but Sasuke was just left in the
So-
gutter. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, they're useless. Those two were basically useless. No one even gave a shit about the Battle Pass units. Those two units, Naruto and Pain, quite literally carried the update for people, and yet they were still mid. It was such a letdown of an update. It should not have come out. It was so bad.
Horrible. And then I guess
And
could
then
loop it.
Spring event wasn't much better.
See, the best part about Spring Event was Madara. And before we
That's the
continue,
only good part.
before I continue, something needs to be addressed about AV. AV, if you release a event that is for a season, and we are in another season,
Oh, no.
why is the banner still here? Vanguards, we are in the middle of summer. Why is the spring event still here? Explain, please. I don't understand. If you are a Vanguard consumer, and you have not obtained the unit several months down the line, then you don't deserve it. It's no other way to put it. They are holding the player's hands to an insane amount, to the point where it's just handheld. The power creep is insane. It's not really getting harder, and they're just holding hands. This was a problem for all the Vanguards, really. I mean, it didn't really start until after Kaguya, because Kaguya stayed in the banner for a long-ass time. Gogeta wasn't there for that long. Neither was Diavolo. Diavolo should have been how it was for the entire time.
Diavolo left after like a month or two.
I think he was there for Dandadan, and I think he was there for a little bit of what was the update after Dandadan?
JJK?
Yeah, he was there for like a tiny bit of JJK, and then they disappeared. That should have been how it be for every Vanguard, but no. First of all, Kaguya stayed there for a long ass time till Escanor was there. Escanor stayed around until Ainz. No, he was there for a while after Ainz came out. But Ainz, low-key, kind of disappeared pretty fast. I don't really remember because I wasn't playing that much. Ainz was there for actually, no, he was. He was there for a long time because I came back to the game after, like, an update.
remember.
And then I obtained Ainz. And then he disappeared. Madara, why are you still here? It is summer. That was a spring update. You should leave. They need to stop having these event banners stay here for longer than they should. It's just unnecessary, because it doesn't even make them feel rare anymore. The whole point of a Vanguard was for it to be an accomplishment that you obtained them. But if they're here for 5 months, then if you haven't obtained them, it's generally just your fault, because it's not that hard. It's really not. You could go in the AFK chamber and get enough to pity in like a week. It's really, there's no reason.
Besides like Ainz, because that mode was just pouring.
It was just infinite. So after you set your stuff up, that was when they added autoplay too, wasn't it?
I think.
The autoplay was
very
very,
bad.
yeah, it was very horrible. It was very janky. They're gonna group this in with the spring. It's gonna go in hot booty buns. If I had the picture of Madara, I'd separate it and put it in I. But since Madara's grouped in here, he's gonna have to be in there hot booty buns. Now,
And the only real unit from that update that was like that I really gave a shit about that wasn't Madara was Turles, because he was like actually pretty good.
yeah, he's still pretty good. He also buffs too.
Oh, we forgot the One Piece update.
Oh right.
Bro, just go home.
How do I delete these?
You don't.
Next, we have the Gear 5 update. This update
Fuck
was
this update.
okay. The update visually was extremely amazing. Obviously, Luffy had a lot of stuff to do to him. His animations, he had movesets, because you could become Luffy. You had an entire moveset and M1s and everything. The only problem is the obtainment and the other units. Zoro was good for a One Piece team. Any other team, he was horrible. Honestly, you could just use Denji instead, to be honest. Kaido was... I mean, I didn't get Kaido. I don't even know if he's good, so someone else would have to figure that out. But the problem is...
Yo, you forgot about Kid. You forgot about Kid.
Bro, who even used Kid? If you use Kid, why? Tell me right here why. Why did you use Kid? Like, genuinely. I didn't even know how to obtain Kid.
Character?
That's what I'm saying. You took the whole generation. But the problem is... First of all, they added Pirate Dynasty. That was a good update, because it's very easy to get event passes or battle pass. But they basically just said, screw boss events, because if you go to boss event, it's just Kaido. You can't do any other boss event anymore. It's just Kaido. Because that's because...
That should, bro.
Yeah, I get it's
That should.
I get he's a part of the attainment for Gear 5, but just put him somewhere else. Why does he have to hog up the boss event? You know, it doesn't make any sense. For that, update was good visually. Oh, the power creep issue didn't get any better. It got even worse.
It got worse.
Luffy was insane. Luffy is still... I mean, it's only been a few updates, but Luffy is unnecessarily good. Like, he is too good.
He applies Nullify.
For some reason. Repulse makes sense. But he'd apply like a blue burn or something like that.
No, he applies, I think with the Memoria, which, of course, more Memoria bullshit, he applies Rupture, like Black Flame, like...
Yeah, he was just causing shit for no reason.
And not to mention, dude, they added Beerus. They added Beerus and Kratos. Beerus is fucking useless. 2 million damage. Not even as good as Mirko from a few updates ago. Somehow they regressed, and then Kratos was just broken.
Kratos, where the power creep is immaculate. If a unit isn't doing more than 1 million damage, then they're just not good anymore. That's the insane power creep. It's kind of sad.
Besides, like, certain cases of buffers. But
or, like, crit or DPS. I'll put it in I. It was not... I'll put it above the first winner. Actually, you know what? I'll put it above Chainsaw Man. It was cool visually.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
It was cool visually, but, like, it just wasn't... The attainment and stuff, it was I, but it just wasn't a good update. Now we have the first half of Extermination. Or, not Extermination. The new Vanguard, you know, because we get one of those every other update now. So.
This came out at an unfortunate time. Especially the Gear 5 update. We all know what happened.
Yeah, drama for AB. We're not gonna get into that. But UTDX dropped. Yeah, not trying to get into that. But basically, this update decided to come out when UTDX was this when it was popping or dying down? I don't remember.
This is when it was. I think this came out when it was still popping. But
no, I think it dropped when like a few weeks after the Dragon Ball update that came out. Yeah. This update was the units they added. Rio from Gachakuda, King from 7 Deadly Sins. Some random character from Genshin Impact. He's extremely good. I don't know who he is.
Call him Hajun.
No, yeah, that's Hajun. That's Hajun. And then there's
Asura
yes, Asura and Akuma. Those are pretty cool World Line units. And I'm pretty sure there's someone else.
Gojo and
Sukuna. These units are...
Okay, let's wait for Gojo and Sukuna. Let's get past the first few ones.
First, Rio from Gachakuda. She is a bleed unit, overshadowing all the bleed units before. The only problem is that she got nerfed. Insanely. To an insane amount. Recently.
For no fucking reason.
No reason whatsoever. No reason to nerf. No reason. Just nerfed for no reason. I said that like 3 times in a row. They nerfed her team. She was good on Sukuna's team. For the bleed, obviously. But it nerfed the total damage from like 90 mil DPS.
No, it's from 100, like, in 40 mil to 90 mil.
No, to 70 mil. To get to 70 mil. That was just insane debuff. That's horrible. Other than that, she was like the only. I don't know if King's good. Oh yeah, there's a Shoko too, but Shoko is.
Shoko. Ooh, her shiny. Loki gonna have to cop that. But she was pretty good from what I remember. Like, she's meta.
I don't really know what she does.
I'll
I
talk
know
about,
she cleanses.
I'll talk about Hajun, and you talk about Akuma.
So Akuma and Asura. First, let me just say, I love it when they add units that fight each other, because those are just cool to look at. This update had two of them: Akuma versus Asura from Asura's Wrath and Street Fighter, and Gojo Sukuna. Basically, the whole concept of the unit is that they just fight each other the whole time, and just upgrading them just increases the damage, not the actual like animation. But when you do max them out, both of them, they clash, and you get to choose the winner. And depending on the winner you choose is what their new passives and stuff are. So that's a good concept. The only problem is that Gojo and Sukuna actually
Overshadowed it.
yeah, they kind of overshadowed Akuma and Asura. Asura, I got them both obviously because they're cool. It's Asura and Akuma boxing. That's amazing. But Gojo, the damage difference between Gojo and Sukuna is kind of insanely substantial.
Yeah.
First off, Gojo.
Wait. We gotta talk about Hajun. Envoy of Destruction. Now this guy, one of my favorite units in the game. Something actually unique where he doesn't spam DOTs.
He's also got like intros and everything too. He was the first unit to have an intro.
And like a ton of crazy stuff. He's super fun to use, and he has a cool mechanic with the nukes, with the spam nukes. That is such a cool idea for a unit. And he got overshadowed in like one go. Like, you know that flipping the pancakes video where like he's walking to the table, where he's like walking after flipping the pancakes and then he walks and then he trips? That's basically him after, like before Gojo and Sukuna. Like, he genuinely should have been better than he is.
He's a cool concept though.
Yeah, you need like units from old updates, like Subaru, to make him the best. But there's a problem now.
Slight problem.
Gojo and Sukuna are the problem.
They are just the best. There's no sugarcoating. They're just the best in the game as we speak. Usually, when a power creep happens, it's kind of just like a million or two at a time in a sane passive or so. No. Gojo and Sukuna, first off, when they're clashing, they're good, but they're not insane when they're just clashing. When you win when you win the clash, if you choose Gojo, Gojo is doing upwards to 20 to 25 million damage, casually.
With crit, you can
With
choose
crit.
if he crits, by the way.
And he
can choose.
still gets the domain expansion, which also increases his damage further. Gojo is insanely
and you
strong.
Can spam it.
You can
He's
spam.
broken.
He's broken.
Yeah, you can
Sukuna.
spam it because
Sukuna is.
Let me talk about Sukuna, because I use him a lot. He is the most broken unit in this entire game. The only thing holding him back from being overpowered completely, or more than he already is the fact of cooldowns. If cooldowns weren't a thing, like full on a thing, he's already the best unit, but he'd be even more broken. This guy, no reason. He can apply dismantle, dismantle, cleave, bleed, flames, all at the same time. Not to mention, if you just put on a chopper familiar, he can also do rupture. So he's putting on 5 DOT effects at once. And that's after you use the clash. You could argue the clash version is better than him if you're trying to just farm stuff easier, because he attacks quicker in that mode. This unit should not be as good as he is.
Don't forget about the binding vows.
No reason. Oh, the binding vows. I don't even use them. The domain is broken as shit. It does so much damage, and it's also just a copy and paste of the old Sukuna. No, there's no real difference. The binding vows, though, you can activate like 4 of them in a row for no reason if you wanted to. And you don't get punished really for it, other than that, oh, he loses damage or this or that. Brother, he gains DOT with more DOT, more crit, more damage. A fucking summon with Maharaga, where he has 14 million HP as a summon, and can infinitely spawn with no repercussion. And there's Agito that gives him like full map-wide range.
Yeah.
That is so broken. He is utterly broken and needs to be nerfed. And I'm saying this as someone who uses him a lot. He needs to be nerfed. Like, now.
The power creep it's just getting worse and worse. Nothing's actually getting harder. Everything's just getting easier, if anything. You get a unit, you get a monarch. Sometimes you don't even need monarch, and they're just insane. The update's still good. It's just, the power creep was insubstantial. I'll put it at second top of pretty good.
Yeah, second top, but pretty good. It's still a good update.
Now extermination.
Oh,
this
my
is
god,
ass.
it's so fucking mid.
Okay, so first, get the good stuff out the way. It's actually a hard update. It actually forces you to think. You actually have to try. I'm not even sure if Hikari and Maharaga are even good right now. Are they?
They're like, I could check the tier list, but like...
Because Maharaga's a Rift unit. You don't really get much of those. So that's...
Yeah, let me check the tier. Hikari is second to Sukuna, and Paparaga is bottom of DPS.
Damn.
So...
Who's above him?
Toji, Asura, Clash, the Oni, Yamamoto, Lucy, Gojo, Naruto, the fucker's still meta, Leo Flame, Hajun, Escanor, Luffy, Gojo Sukuna Clash, Hakari, and Sukuna.
Yeah. Oh, also, another problem with this Exterminations update is the fact that they brought back. Was it this one? It was Exterminations,
Yeah,
right?
it was this one.
They
Where
brought back Toji. Okay, first of all, well, hold on. Toji is an exclusive unit. He was an exclusive unit. The whole point of Toji is that if you didn't get him then, you couldn't get him anymore. That is why we have things called trading in order for you to get units that you missed out on. So for the love of God, please explain to me why they brought him back. That completely ruins the entire purpose of having exclusive units or rare units. And they brought back Escanor too, for no reason. I forgot to mention that in the summer update with Gojo and Sukuna, they brought back Escanor as well. They're bringing back.
They brought him back with a Memoria and a Vanguard Familiar.
Yeah, like what are we doing? Listen, I get when you add a Vanguard Familiar or a Memoria to a unit, bringing them back would make sense on paper. But if anything, all that should do is just increase their value. You shouldn't bring an old unit back that you just made good. That's also rare, because that it just depletes their entire value. Because if they keep doing this, then no unit's gonna really have value because they can just bring anyone back at any time. It defeats the whole purpose. Yeah. Toji could have risen in value by an insane amount because he's actually good. So
yeah, I mean, like, I got
stupid.
Toji after the JJK update, not by trading, but because I still had the cursed form. I got him, and he was fun to use, and now he's like top of meta. Not DOT. He's like top of meta. You can use him, but now he has no value. There's no value in him. There is no point in using this unit at this point, or trying to trade, because for all you know, they're just gonna bring back these old units, like what they're doing with the Battle Pass units right now.
Exactly.
I think that if you participated in a battle pass and you obtained at least one unit from the battle pass, I think you should be able to go and complete it for the other unit. Yeah, I think you should, because back then battle passes were harder to complete. But exclusive units like Toji, ones that you like, Gilgamesh, Toji, those units, why are you bringing them back? It serves no purpose to bring these units back. Like, that's if they brought back Dio over Heaven for the next anniversary update. Why would they do that? Who knows? Because it's the next anniversary update. So Toji, oh wait, Dio was in the last one, so we should bring him back. That's stupid.
It's counterproductive. If they see, the problem lies is the fact that they're asking the people. If they ask someone, if you ask, let's put this in an example for anyone to understand. If you go up to a kid and you ask, would you want me to give you everything you asked for? Of course, what are they going to say? Of course they're going to say yes. Now, the problem with doing that is they won't ever learn that obtaining things has value, or like just earning things has meaning to, instead of everything being handed to you. Because if everything's handed to you, you won't ever actually need to grow in order to achieve the things that you actually want.
Yes, it is this serious.
It's very deep. It's very serious. Asking old people that never obtained a unit, should we bring this unit back? Of course they're going to say yes. Why would you not? Like, you can't ask them. See, I may have Stockholm Syndrome from AA, but AA handled rarities so amazingly well. They had them once, never seen again. That's all we ask for. You add someone rare, they never come back. So the trading is actually valuable. There's a point in trading.
I did not like AA, but a system like that is so much better than what the hell AV is trying to do right now. That is so much of a better system.
It's just pathetic.
Units with the exclusive rarity should be rare. Like, those units should be rare. They should not be like, oh yeah, you can just get them whenever we want. Oh, we didn't even talk about Higuruma.
Ooh.
Because no one fucking cares.
I actually don't even have Higuruma, so I can't truly rate this one. But if you can explain if Higuruma is good or not, explain, because I have no idea. Genuinely zero clue.
So basically, from what I have seen with Higuruma, he is a crit merchant through and through. That is from what I've seen. He just basically buffs crit, and I can't even find him on the utility tier list. Nobody give a fuck. I'm crying.
So not even used.
Basically, from what I've seen, they have so many damn units called cursed. So I'm having to search for him. I'm pretty sure he can he can buff allies crit damage and unit, like, ignore unit stuff and domain or whatever. But like, he's not that good as people are trying to make it seem. They're trying to cope that Higuruma fucking sucks.
See, this update just came out along with the part 2 of Extermination. But so far, Extermination as a whole is going in the bottom of trash. It's not that crazy. It's the final tier list right here. Say what you think.
Yeah, say what you think in the comments, or wherever this is going. For all I know, this is going on live leak at the end.
Just explain, if you disagree, explain why. explain what updates you think should have been higher or lower, because, you know, this is all of an opinion at the end of the day. But AV, if there's one thing they can learn from this, is to keep rare units rare and stop with the damn power creep. The extermination was a step in the right direction with the difficulty, but it doesn't really feel much, it doesn't feel that worth it. Like,
Extermination really only feels difficult because most people aren't playing cards, nor have the attention span to actually read how to play cards or a card game. Especially one in the middle of a match where people have auto skip on and auto start and auto replay on all at the same time.
Like, usually
they
the
don't really
update
give a
the
shit.
update was made out to, like, be forced to play with people, but at the start, like, people were just slow. They just loaded into a quick match or a fine match, and then they just didn't use the cards correctly. It got to the point where I literally had to find out how to solo it myself, which is actually not that hard. You need a unit called Remu from one of the old battle passes. It's pretty. If you don't have
They better
Gojo,
not bring her back.
they better not, because she's extremely valuable. But you know what I'm saying. Star tier list. If you disagree, explain why. But
We are civil people. We are not animals.
trust, you know. But let's go conclude this.
Yo, swear you say, David. Yo, swear you say the Vanguard. Oh, I even mentioned Vanguard familiars.
Alright.
Stop with the obtainments. Stop with these methods. Just give them to the people.
Give them to the
Why
people.
are we having to grind for 10 days for Vanguard familiar? Or, even better, hey, don't you guys know that Adventure Odyssey mode, where you're just able to grind rerolls and have fun? Well,
Yeah.
sort of fun. Fuck you. No, if you're gonna do this for 5 to 6 or 7 hours straight of non-stop grinding, where you're just AFKing most of the time and just clicking on random paths, pressing autoplay, and then winning over and over and over so you can get through the stages. Stop that.
I'm about
And
to
I don't
DoorDash
wanna
some Taco Bell.
Okay, listen. And I don't want to hear no damn, like, oh, well, would you rather the old system? No, I wouldn't rather the old system, jackass. But that doesn't mean that this new one is okay. Like, just because it's that's like saying, oh, well, would you rather 1945 Germany or Israel right now?
Whoa, I don't think that's the correlation.